Welcome troopers back to my channel. Today we're doing another YouTube video. Today I wanted to talk about an important topic currently, I think. Is Chapter 6 Season 3 good or bad? Now, okay, I forgot I had a mic on here. So, essentially, today I'm going to be talking about the season, whether I think it's good or bad. That's pretty obvious. So, we're just going to be dropping Supernova Academy for this because I just want to. Anyway, I personally like this season so far. What it's done has been good. All the weapons, in my personal opinion, are pretty good. I definitely don't think I don't think all of them are bad. Now, the Hyperburst pistol comes into question, and I'm like, it's hard to... That one's debatable. But besides that, I think all the weapons do really well at being good weapons. There are a couple introduction or old weapons that I kind of think are booty, but that's like the Outlaw Shotgun, and the Twin Fire Auto. Why did they even introduce that one? Honestly, reintroduce. I hate that one. But yeah, shotgun meta not great, but besides that, I think we've done pretty good so far. Of course, I get 2 weapons I called bad just before, and another one. Okay, lovely. Anyway, I think the weapons this season are good. As for the Battle Pass, this is the best Battle Pass we've gotten since, like, Chapter 3, in my opinion. Now, I say that because it's just... They managed to... I think, personally, what they did here was great. Because I personally like Battle Passes with a lot of character, and the Battle Pass skins are also connected. For example, Chapter 2 Season 2 was the perfect Battle Pass, in my opinion. The ideal Battle Pass, because... it had a bunch of connected characters with actual personality rather than just a bunch of random inclusions from the concept arts. And yeah, these skins are all from concept art, but that doesn't mean necessarily that they're bad because of that. Of course, concept art can be good, but for the most part, they just had unrelated skins for a lot of the older Battle Pass, or Chapter 4 Battle Passes, and Chapter 5 too, in a sense. Not as much, though, because, like, Chapter 5 Season 1 Battle Pass was solid. I just don't think it was as good as this Battle Pass. And then, yeah, besides that, though, well, actually, Chapter 5's Battle Passes were connected, but Chapter 4, oof. Like, they knew how to make a Battle Pass the most unrelated skins ever in one Battle Pass, especially Chapter 4 Season 1, which I get didn't have really much of a central theme besides, like, the Oathbound stuff, which they had a couple skins for, but, like... Anyway, back to this season. So, Battle Pass, I think is pretty good. Locations, there's 3 new ones. Supernova Academy, there's Demon's Domain down there, and Utopia City. Now, do I think that these locations are good? Yes, I think they're some of the best locations we've got in this chapter overall. And I would say Crime City is pretty good too, but these locations are just really nice looking. I feel like the aesthetic is really cool. Although a big problem I have with this season is the fact that it's a theme that's been done 20 times already. Because when you've seen the same exact theme come from in Fortnite multiple times over, it kind of gets boring and it kind of gets stale because, you know, you're playing another superhero season. We've had 4 of them total so far, including this season. That being Chapter 1 Season 4, Chapter 2 Season 4, Chapter 5 Season 4, and this season, which is Chapter 6 Season 3. Also, could technically be called Chapter 6 Season 4, which is kind of funny. But at the same time, very annoying. That's my big problem with it. I don't necessarily think that that means this season is going to be bad. That's not even close to true. A lot of the new weapons and stuff really hold up across the season. I feel like it's probably going to be much better in my opinion, at least. But the theme, a little bit overdone. As it relates to the spires around the map and bosses of the sort, I think they're balanced. They're not as easy. They're not like Captain Phasma last season easy, but they're not necessarily hard either. They're not like intensely hard. They're not like the Shogun X, like before I understood it, level hard. They're more so like, I would say like Midas. Well, it depends on which Midas you're talking about. I mean, some Midases are worse than others. I'd say, like, it's about the level of your average, like, Chapter 2 boss from, like, Chapter 2 Season 4. They weren't hard, and they were like, but they weren't like easy either. They weren't like pieces of cake like Captain Phasma, who literally was a basic stormtrooper with extra health, and that's it. But besides that, bosses are good. Bosses are definitely good. The only problem I have with them is how they distribute them. But yeah. What I mean by distribution here is, as you can tell, they're mostly concentrated in like northern. At least right now, they're mostly concentrated in the northern portion of the map. So, which I kind of think sucks because it kind of promotes. It kind of feels unbalanced in terms of like how they distribute them across the map. And yeah, I would much prefer if they didn't have like the same, like all the spires in like one little area of the map. Because I feel like there should be a lot more like the southern area, for example, in this specific map. The distribution is always atrocious. I don't know why. Oh, spawn level's not even that close. I mean, it's pretty close. But, yeah, it's just not my favorite, necessarily, when it comes to how they distribute the bosses, because, as you can tell, they're mostly distributed over, like, you can see two that are right next to each other, and then there's, like, an area, like, over here where there's, like, not a single one besides the one I just killed, so, yeah. As you can tell, it's not, oh, I don't think, okay, actually, that was probably a good idea. Anyway, I definitely think that this, distribution of bosses could have been better, but besides that, bosses are pretty nice, and, yeah. Anyway, next thing I want to talk about is the full-on weapon meta. I was kind of went glossed over the weapons before this video, but I want to talk about them truly. So, the base boost here, I think is pretty nice. However, I think they go away. That takes 5% every time, which I don't really think is great because, you know, you're going to use these a lot for movement, or at least I do. So the fact that they use 5% every time sucks. The crypto treat right over here is pretty nice. I just don't really care for it in terms of use because A, you can damage yourself, and B, it's not like people can just run away from it. It's kind of like the imploder grenades from chapter 6 or last season, really. They were nice when you actually got a hit with them, but they're usually not. You're usually gonna have people running away from them pretty fast. But yeah, either way, I think this season definitely could be worse, for sure. But it also could be better. It's a great season so far, but I do have problems. Mainly being with how the bosses are distributed, and just generally like the leveling is good in my opinion. I think it's balanced. I just don't really. I'm glad they brought back milestone quests. Those are honestly my favorite type of quest because you can do them over the season rather than, yeah, rather than over the course, or rather than like just like one quest and then you're done. But yeah, pretty nice. Anyway, let's get into the other stuff. So, well, what else do I want to talk about? I mean, there's not really much to talk about this season regarding stuff that I really actually want to talk about, but that's mainly because the season it's just starting. It's not even close to being done yet. Or yeah, well, it's the second day of the season. That's the thing. It's just the truth. And do I think the season will turn to crap? No, I doubt it. Based on just everything factored together, I just doubt it that it will actually become bad. Please tell me. Okay, those are purple. Whatever. Anyway, in conclusion, do I think this season's good? Of course, it's good. And I think that this season will go well with a lot of people. And yeah, that is it for the video. I will see you guys later. Bye.